Welcome to Disclosures with Peter the Insider and Jessica Arael Marrocco. The ACIO has a long history of helping humanity from the deep recesses of time. This is the first time the ACIO has become available to the public, aside from an earlier visitation by their 15th Division, the Wingmakers. Peter the Insider, originally from Slovakia, is the director of their 12th Division, and Jessica Arael Marrocco is in Cicada 3301, their 6th Division. Together, they provide intel, insights on current events, a deeper perspective on aliens and UFOs, super soldier missions with Unit 374 and the Merge, and news relevant for disclosure. Don't forget to subscribe to keep updated with our latest intel and post any questions and comments below.
Hello everyone, and thank you for joining us today. And we have another show that was done by the records of the ACIO through Peter the Insider. And we had, an interesting discussion, but by listening to the discussion again, it just reminded me that there are people that don't fully understand how things are operating, according to the way that we've been doing it and what we've been talking about for many years. But some people have listened to us for a long time. Some people haven't. And there's probably more rumor about us than there is actual factual information that we have stated publicly, because I think people want to reweave how everything goes instead of actually taking our word for this is how the organization operates. A lot of people think that the ACIO is an organization that is involved with every political event. We have all sorts of agendas and what have you. And I'm not saying that that's related to this show in particular, but that's just one example. Another thing is that we talk about Kruger, and Kruger is something that so many people claim to be the expert. They know everything. And I don't even know if half of them are actually in the Kruger program or not, but I do know that there's only one individual that introduced Kruger years ago who is working directly with Kruger, and that is Peter. Okay? So if people are saying they decided on their own that they're part of Kruger, or someone out there is doing readings for people and saying that they're part of Kruger, you can believe whatever you want, or you can get the authentic information. We're not faulting people, but other people have set up different protocols of how things are being done. But the point is that people think that we snap a finger and that, we can get some kind of vehicle, spaceship, what have you, check in with the ETs, and it doesn't really operate that way. The information, the data that the ACIO has is that they have knowledge of multidimensional realities and some of the activities that have been going on. That is very different from saying that we created those realities and that we are in control and we can bring in any person that we want. We're not making those decisions. For my own personal life, I make decisions. But for the ACIO, it's a collaborative, and typically it has a purpose of observation. We've had people suggest that, aren't you people, what are you actually doing? We are an information resource for the public at this time. What we do over and above that is something that we can talk about or we can validate. Now, a lot of people are claiming to do a lot of things, but they have no proof or validation, or they are piggybacking off of an event that has absolutely nothing to do with what they've said or done. That's something that you're going to have to decipher. Here again, this is not related to the show, but I thought I'd bring it up because it's coming up in other sessions. So the part here, the reason why I'm bringing this up in this show in particular is because there were many requests to go to different locations to have an audience with certain very high level or high security clearance abilities. And Peter is one of the highest security level clearances that I know. Are there others? Yes, there are others. Not a whole lot. But people want to access those high level security clearances. And in order to get there, it requires certain things that most people will not go through. Obviously, Peter's gone through a lot. It's been very difficult for him, as you can see. But it's usually work related. It's not like I can go in there and then dictate how things are going to happen. And he doesn't do that either. So the way that things operate is that we are informing people what is happening and what they are actively doing because of the information that is from the ACIO records that only Peter has access to. Despite all the other claims and other people claiming they know Peter and he gave them the information, disregard that, please. We're not going to be responsible for what they tell you. But the information that comes in from the ACIO is predominantly what you are doing. Do we interfere with everything? No. Can we actually physically bring people somewhere? No, that's not our job. That's not something we were supposed to do. And to be honest with you, we have to ask or get requests to do anything like that. And even still, it doesn't mean that we will be honored in that because we're dealing with other personalities, other things that are going on, and security clearances are very, very important. So you'll see that, we're going back and forth about requests for different things. And I think it's due to the fact that many people don't fully understand what we're doing here. And that's, as I said, we're providing information. Can some of that information be validated? Yes, sometimes it takes a while. Sometimes people do get their memories back. They have recalls, and then they start to piece together the information we've shared. We've had multiple people like that even already know some of the things that they're doing or are not aware of certain things that they're doing, but for that matter, it's helpful to understand what our role is. And I apologize if we have not been crystal clear about what we are doing here and why we're presenting this information. It is literally to help the public. And this is something that is not a requirement of the ACIO. I've had people say, is it your purpose to share this information? No, it is not the purpose of the ACIO to share this information. It's not a requirement, and we don't exist to share this information. We are here, just like anyone else, fulfilling our own personal roles or doing whatever we know we're supposed to do here. But that is not part of the job description. This is over and above to help out the public to better understand. And different issues are coming up. And in some way, this last group that we've done has been very big in exposing some major agendas. Through the multiple people that we've talked to, we've been able to open up many agendas that have come out. So hopefully that answers some questions. And I hope you enjoy this conversation. Have a good day.
Yeah, this is because system is kind of confused from, hey, show mascot. Mascot will be offended. Mascot will be offended.
All right.
Yeah. So we've had a lot of going back and forth, and just wondering how you're doing. I'm glad that you got your microphone fixed.
I got a new webcam. Do I sound okay right now?
Yes.
Yeah, much better. Much better. It's fine.
Yep. If you want, you could start sharing a little bit with Peter about why you're here with us.
That would be actually a good choice.
Okay. Well, from my perspective, I've had some odd experiences in life, and I am a targeted individual. I've been targeted for about 23 years. For the last 13 years, apparently the CIA has been involved. They have been reading my mind 24 hours a day with some sort of machine. They say it's HARP, the High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program.
I know what is HARP, HARP. It is their mind reader, but technically it was originally created as a over horizontal radar, what is absolutely crap. I mean, let's say it should be some sort of civilian, weather measurement system, but we know that at least we who are involved in the military, we know what it was. And as you said, it is a mind reading system widely used and commonly used by CIA. Yeah, go ahead.
So they read my mind during the day and also when I'm sleeping, and they talk into my ear at night when I'm sleeping, and they tend to use 2 or 3 words at a time. They seem to want to give every word a double meaning, and they're trying to brainwash me into being a mind slave. And there's a religious group that is behind all of this, that started it.
So this is a like a Pentecostal or a branch of like a Christian group, but not Catholic, more like a Protestant group.
It's Pentecostal, fundamentalist, evangelical, and they have groups all over the country, and apparently some of the people in that religion work for the CIA and for HARP.
Do they refer to the church as a hellfire and brimstone church, or is it
They don't use that term. I've never heard that before.
Yeah, I used to hear it. Some churches do refer to themselves. They're like almost doing things the way the people will sometimes dress like in the 1950s, old-fashioned looking clothing, just like the styles and everything. They don't cut their hair. There's different versions of it, right? But that wasn't the situation with yours?
No. There seems to be some invisible entities that are targeting me. My neighbors also all sort of turned on me, and it was very strange. And so that's what's been going on. I don't want to become a mind slave. I don't want to. They try to work themselves into my childhood memories. They can see my thoughts, so they know when I'm thinking about my childhood, and they try to add themselves into various scenes from my childhood. They want me to be sexually attracted to this man's ex-wife, who's maybe 65, and they want me to be loyal to her. They want all of my feelings of loyalty and love that I have for my mom transferred to this woman. They want me to serve her drinks and different things like that. So in high school, there seemed to be some sort of entity, I called it a demon, that was bothering me. I didn't know why, and I had friends at the time who'd been involved in Christianity all their lives, and I'd only been involved for about a year as a Christian. And all of my friends seemed to be doing fine, and I was being targeted by this demon. And I kept wondering, why is it going after me instead of these other people? Because these other people must be more of a threat to the demon's plans, because following God or Christ all their lives. And I've just been a Christian for about a year. So I would spend hours wondering why it was happening to me.
So after you left, you said people started turning on you. It seemed very like, not that they were talking to them, but it was almost like energetic thing that happened.
Well, about 30 years ago, there was a big blow up. There was a big argument. And then about 23 years ago, when my mom died, that's when things really started picking up.
Yeah. Yeah. And also, Peter, the type of church that he belonged
No,
to.
I'm just hearing, because I need to get to, let's say, tune into, how can I say it, into the whole situation. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So I don't want to interrupt the whole situation, you know.
Yeah, so what I was going to say is that, Tom and I had already spoken, and the type of church that Tom was involved in is similar to the one that I was involved in when I was about 16. They got involved with his mother. They got involved with my mother. His mother died from cancer. Is that correct? It was a cancer. And then my mother died of cancer. It's almost like they did something in the church. And that's why I could relate to what Tom was saying, because I went through this. It's almost like there was another church I went to that was similar, and a woman called me out, like they were having some kind of ceremony, like, the preacher was up there, and then this woman walked up and said, "I need the microphone." I was sitting way in the back. It was my first time at this church. She said, "That woman over there, I need to go over and lay hands on her," which means they're going to come over and touch me, put their hands on my shoulder or something, "because you have cancer." And I didn't have cancer, but I think she wanted to give me cancer. So there's something weird about
this actually will make a sense, not in order to cure you, but to start it. Yeah. It actually make a lot of sense right now.
And I thought that there were 12 D Pleiadians. When I look back, I said that's the behavior of the 12 D Pleiadians.
Definitely, yeah. Yes. Definitely, yes.
The church implied that my mother had been killed by demons, and that's what I thought.
No.
And the doctor said that she had a cancer that there was no name for. They hadn't seen it before.
Both, he went without a mother, I went without a mother because of this. I mean, I might be wrong, but I think, I really think that there's more to this story. And I'm glad that we talked, because it helped me started to reassess.
I'm glad we were able to connect.
Mm-hmm. So is there anything else that you want to share with Peter? The type of maybe the stuff that they're saying to you, that you can hear them, and then it's caused depression for I don't know how long.
Oh, well, they've gotten celebrities on Twitter to send me subliminal messages, and they've gotten celebrities on Instagram to send me subliminal messages, and they've got celebrities to talk into my ear when I'm sleeping, and they only say 2 or 3 words at a time. So I was astonished when I started realizing that they were getting people to send me messages on Twitter. That's been my experience for about 13 years. So they've called my mom whore. They've basically said that she is a dog that's pulling a sleigh. They've used the word mush to describe my mom.
That's horrible.
Attacking my mom every day for about 13 years. They're constantly trying to tear my mom down and say that the apartments that we used to live in belong to this man now, who's the husband. They're saying that my grandfather's old house belongs to this man now, and they say that my mom's old house belongs to this man now. Say that anyone I meet, instead of being my connection or my friend, they say these people are his. So
Regarding,
I watched those videos that you had about the Billy Meyer and the exercises, and I wrote down what you said about breaking all contracts in time, space, quantum space, past, present, future. I've been doing that for a few days, and it seems like the problem has lessened somewhat. And I've been drinking the green tea. I'm sorry, the mint tea with raw honey and cinnamon and lemon juice for about maybe a month and a half. And I think I've been getting some help through that.
Good. It's very good. I have had other people contact me about the celebrity phenomena. I don't know what that is, but where they're either seeing them in dreams, seeing them in visions, hearing their names, hearing their songs out of nowhere, looking at, like you said, messages just on social media, but it seems like it's like they know something about you, like it's weird. So
it's my experience that this man is contacting these people and coercing them into writing subliminal messages. And it's been my experience that they've written messages into as well to target me. For example, there was the Guardians of the Galaxy movie where this ferret, I think it was trapped in a prison, and she didn't have an actual name, and she said that she dreamed of her name being Lila, things like that.
So like, synchronicities.
My cousin has never met these people before. Wife was pregnant. I was listening to her, and she said that the name of the child was Lila with a Y, which is how they spell this person's name. So it's my experience that they coerced my cousin's wife into naming their child this as a way to try to wash me.
So Peter, what do you have you been able to open up the records yet?
Yeah, I mean, actually, this is absolutely crazy because according records, you was actually scientists who I don't want to say who created, because technically I've got records opened for pretty long amount of time, but I didn't want to interrupt you because you are grounded and it is very easy to comprehend what you are saying. It makes sense, you know, and that's actually very good. And long story short, the situation is that you are talking about HARP, okay? Let's call it HARP, not HIRP, but let's call it HARP, okay?
Okay.
And you are actually the scientist who were the chief scientist who was in the behind the project. It is absolutely crazy. Oh my God.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, actually, is it such a surprise for you or not?
Yes, it is. I never imagined that I would be a scientist. So it is a surprise.
Why?
Well, I imagined that I had been on other worlds and had taken action to help with difficult problems, but maybe I was just completely wrong with that.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So the idea of being a scientist never came to mind. I thought, well, maybe in a past life on Earth, I was sweeping floors and did boring things like that. Well, yes, I've swept floors here too.
Yeah. I am just thinking because it's so crazy. At least for me.
Okay.
So you are not, you cannot recognize the stuff, if you know what I mean. You
That's
cannot
mine.
recognize this.
No. I thought maybe I had a past life as a Pleiadian. And once in a while, I got the impression that I might have had a past life as a man.
Okay.
I've never thought that I was a scientist.
What was the last part that you said? You said as a Pleiadian, and then what was the other one? Because it goes, sometimes the microphone goes out.
Manted.
Oh, a mantid. Okay.
But they were just thoughts that came to me.
Could Peter, so if he was a scientist there, do you think that there was an enemy there in HARP and that's attacking?
It kind of looks like different aspect of you, let's say bad aspect of you. We are pretty much, let's say it is not so uncommon for us to face such a problem. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So you're saying, like, was he fractured and then this is like a
Yeah,
bad
it kind of looks like that.
So he is harassing himself. That's what you're saying.
This is
True.
absolutely crazy, but yeah.
Is it another time space reality, like another or is it here right now? They're operating HARP.
That's the situation, that the HARP shouldn't even exist here, but HARP is, let's call it, how we can call it actually.
It's not supposed
HARP
to exist.
is bleed truth from another reality.
I didn't know it wasn't
Wow.
supposed to exist here. That makes sense because it feels like it's so opposite of what is going on here.
Yeah.
Well, it's weapon. It's a weapon for sure.
No. It is weapon, and they are officially claiming that it's just harmless scientific system for monitoring changes in world's weather climate. What is absolute crap. If you are a scientist, I mean, at least some sort of, don't know, like at least some sort of basic clue in certain scientific fields, you immediately will know that it's crap. It is like total BS, total crap. Nothing like that. You cannot look. You can, if even it will be not weapon directly, okay? HARP is HARP. It's using such high frequencies in the first place, and such crazy levels. I mean, amount of energy that it is not monitoring. It is about to, and it already changed. It is changing, and it is about to change world's climate in a very bad way. Or let's say not change, let's call it influence, okay? And I know, me being involved in military for more than 30, for almost 40 years, it's crap. It's crap. You cannot.
Does
Sorry,
it
go
use
ahead.
scalar waves and scalar interferometry?
Yeah, it is scalar hits. And they are saying that scalar weapons doesn't exist. Do you know what? Queue up, you idiot. I mean, not you are idiot, but you know what I mean. They are idiots. How in the world someone can say scalar weapons doesn't exist?
Right.
Nah, I don't buy their story, if you know what I mean.
I think they play on the idea that people are not informed enough about the power of frequency. The frequency can do serious damage, including kill someone through a frequency.
Yeah. Highly. Right? You are very true.
So they kept everyone ignorant. It's not anything academically that people learn. And when people dabble in it, it's usually new age people or people that are exploring science in a different way. They do not teach any of this about the weaponization of frequencies or the sensitivity that humans have to frequencies, as well as all living things and plant life and everything else. And you
are right. You are right.
Yeah. So, all right. So let's get back into
I have a quick question.
Okay, go ahead.
Does it show which timeline the scientist is in?
Yeah, in bad timeline. I mean, the very negative timeline. I mean, if we believe that this is worst timeline possible, forget about it. We are having a lot, and I mean, goddamn crazy, far more worse timeline than this. Yeah.
Is it the Umbrella Corporation timeline?
Umbrella Academy, not a corporation. Monarch Umbrella Academy. We can talk about. Sorry, go ahead, Jessica.
That's where we are in the Umbrella Academy version. And are they in the Umbrella Corporation version where the scientist is? That's what he's.
Yeah. If you wanna call it that way, then yes, yeah.
Okay.
That's interesting, Peter. So I didn't know they were split up like that.
Yeah, hey, Jessica, they can split not in multiple, but almost, let's say, uncountable timelines, you know. Like infinity timelines, you know. It is how it is, you know.
Do you advise that Tom speak to this other aspect of himself and tell him,
Not
you know, you need to be-
advice. I mean, if you don't want to be goddamn crazy, give me a second. Whoa. You are, according this list, and this is actual list, let's call it company. You called it the right name. They don't like it. They don't like it if this video will be online. We are calling them, Jessica, how we are calling them? Alphabetical and institutions. So the situation is, the company, if you don't want to be so confronted, so in T.I.R.A.P, aka targeted individuals research program, and on and on and on, you need to confront your bad yourself, if you want to call it that way. And you need to, I mean, my bad, you can do it only via meditation. Did you ever meditate?
Okay. Yes, I do. Yes.
On Tibetan balls. Tibetan balls are the best and easiest way how to go into meditation.
The Tibetan bowls.
The Tibetan balls, yeah.
Really? Okay. Should I get a certain size of a bowl?
No. Just go to the internet and do, you know, search on YouTube, and it's be like loop. I don't want to say loop, but I don't know, like at least not 1, 2, 3, 4 hours of Tibetan bowls. And don't use, I will not use headphones. Rather than headphones, some sort of at least mid-range but higher quality speakers, loudspeakers, and then you will fall asleep. I don't want to say asleep, but you know, into meditation, you need to confront yourself, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
Do you have a name, Peter, of what Tom's?
And this is actually the problem. Himself.
His name is Tom.
Yeah.
Same last name as well?
Yeah, absolutely the same. This is absolutely crazy.
Do you have access to his records as well as the one here?
This doesn't make any sense. Oh my God. You are working for a Nazis in their reality.
Okay.
Because Fischer is actually German name. I don't know if you know that. Originally, I mean. Oh, this is kind of. So I don't know. I mean, technically, you need to talk with him. I absolutely don't understand what the heck is going on with in there, because we are about to rule the world, if world will like it or not. Oh my God.
Is this the one
that Himmler said?
Is this the Nazi reality where Reinhardt was running everything, or is it during the Man in the High Castle?
Reinhardt was running, you know, after Adolf, I don't want to say died, but he was old and died, you know. And this is some sort of actually a younger version of Reinhardt. It is weird.
Was he working directly? So this other Tom was working directly with Reinhardt?
Not with Reinhardt, with Himmler.
That's the Man in the High Castle version, though, isn't it? No?
Yeah, you are right.
So he's connecting to the Man in the High Castle version?
not 100% this version. This is like, technically, Men in High Castle is some sort of bleed through from another reality, but not 100% correct bleed through, if you know what I'm trying to say.
Okay. So is this Tom Fisher the same age I am?
Yeah.
Is he married? Does he have any family around him?
He got 4 children and married with I don't want to read this, but it is written here with Aryan woman. She's tall, blonde hair, green eyed, but you are actually this is weird because you are from Germany, just by the way, in their reality.
Okay.
So there are differences.
Is his mother over there? Did he take his mother?
Kind of looks like that.
So he, jeez, I was seeing her over there. Also, is that woman that he's married to, is it related to this Lila?
Yeah.
Wow.
How are they related?
We're asking if he was married to that woman Layla that they were trying to force him
But
to be.
It is different story because technically she's half German and half help me, Swedish. Yeah, typical Swedish name. Like Swedish, you cannot get even more Swedish than Ericsson, you know.
Is she older than him?
No. This is actually crazy because she's give me a second, not approximately 5 years younger than you. In their reality. Sorry, go ahead.
Over here, she's older. That's yeah.
That's problem.
Wow.
What? You look like overwhelmed, just slowly.
I'm joking right now. The way that they do this stuff is just crazy. It's so crazy that, you know, you couldn't come up with this stuff if you wanted to. It's just so bizarre, you know.
Wait, give me a second, but what the heck should I do? Hey, you asked me, read records. I am reading record. What the heck should I do? Oh my God.
It totally makes sense. I always say that, you know, usually the only one that knows how to really probably cause more damage to ourselves is ourself. I always said that. Like,
you know what? You nailed it. You nailed it.
They must use that. Do you see anything about what their agenda is and why that they're trying to oppress and try to keep him down? Is it because is he wanting to be the identity here? Is he trying to operate over here somehow?
Yeah, it kind of looks like that.
It's almost like displacing.
I was planning on asking something at the end of the meeting, and maybe I should bring it up now.
No, just ask. It's not that big deal if you want.
Okay. I was wondering if I could possibly go on submissions on behalf of the ACIO. I heard that there's a Mount Hayes in Alaska, and under the mountain is a huge city filled with friendly, peaceful extraterrestrials, and I thought maybe I could meet them.
And just by the way, you are right. Just by the way. No, you are right. This what you heard. It's true. Just by the way.
Okay. And also, I started getting this feeling inside that maybe I should ask about going to the timeline that has the umbrella, I forget what it's called, Umbrella Company, Academy.
Monarch Umbrella Academy, yeah.
So are we in the academy now? Are we in the academy now? And then their corporation's the bad side, right, Peter? Is that the way you said it?
Yeah, literally.
Just for clarity? Okay.
Literally.
Okay.
I thought maybe I could have some sort of verbal confrontation with them. I also got the sense that maybe I could go to the timeline that has the Atlantis that never fell and just say hello to people and find out how the material that they build their buildings works. I guess it's part plastic. And I also got the sense that maybe I could go to the timeline where they have the friendly or somewhat friendly Nazis and where there's no poverty. And also I hear that there's some sort of mini UN that orbits Jupiter, and I thought maybe I could go there and try to help humanity that way.
That's a lot of trips.
Possible?
A lot, yeah.
Would that be possible?
Is it possible? Yeah, actually.
Well, that
Does he
sounds good.
go or astrally go, or how would what's your advice, Peter?
Actually, this is a question because technically, did you ever heard him? I'm crazy. I'm always calling it him because it's him, if you know what I mean. I'm talking about Walrider. Can you remember that or not?
I don't remember anything about Walrider.
It is a mastermind, hive mind of the universal soldier who will never, and I am saying never, give up. So it is some sort of a hive mind, if we want to call it that way. You know, like okay. you will not have one leg, another arm, you know, one eye blind, another ear deaf, but you will never give up. This is what ultimate goal of Project Walrider was, and you was there facing it. It's entity, mastermind, and then you realized that you was there. You was there in a Walrider core. This is absolutely crazy. Oh my God.
So I'm interested in going physically to these places.
Give me a second. Right here, right now, in this world, this context of existence, if we want to call it that way, definitely not. Definitely not. But you was, I don't want to say small, but you was relatively young, 14 years old, just by the way.
I'm interested in going to the city under Mount Hayes physically and to these other timelines physically.
He wants to go to Alaska.
I will tell you something. Don't do crazy stuff, because otherwise you will not end up well. And this is not a threat. I'm just saying how things are working, if you know what I mean. Yeah. People are.
So it's really dangerous.
Sorry, what?
So it's dangerous?
Yes, definitely.
Oh, well, Alaska alone, I mean, the cold, the elements and everything, you have to be prepared for that. But of course you wouldn't go in the winter. But it's like people go to Mount Shasta and just want to go there and meditate and maybe connect into the extraterrestrials that are there, you could do the same thing like that, couldn't he, Peter? If you just want to take a visit to Alaska and see if
give me a second. Visit Alaska, okay, no problem. But I need to have armed escort people, okay? And it will be like, okay, from very big, very far distance to see what is and what isn't okay. If this even it does exist or doesn't exist, and on and on and on. Just saying,
Like in other words, the people might be the beings that are there might be kind, but to get there might be dangerous.
This is definitely it what I'm trying to say right now. Definitely yes. Yeah.
Could I possibly travel in a TR-3H to get there?
Nobody will get access to such a stuff for you. Sorry for being honest, but I'm just saying how the things are. Okay.
Okay.
No one will get such a stuff for you. Definitely.
Yeah, I don't have access to that either. So when I travel,
even me, it's not just like that. No, it doesn't work like that.
Okay.
So when I travel, I'll go to a location. I've done plenty of videos of some of my travel, but I travel just like anyone else does on a plane. I'll go to the location. I have a sense of where I want to go, and you can do that, But there's a lot of people who don't even leave their living room and are able to go in different places through meditation, and that might.
Yeah, that's correct. That makes sense. Yeah.
Or they come to you. If you're connected to them, they'll come to you. But you need to resolve the. It looks like an inner turmoil. It's your consciousness with your consciousness in a different way of thinking. You're here and understanding peace and the way the people should be treated. He's in another regime. He's in a regime, so he has a completely different outlook. And if to battle and not to battle that, but to resolve that is a really big task. If you can do that, I have other people in a similar situation.
Okay.
That would be your if I was in that situation, I would resolve that first before anything, because otherwise anything you do will be contaminated. He will kibosh
just by the way, Jessica is very right. Yeah, very right. She nailed it.
Yeah, from experience, I've learned.
From experience, yeah. I was thinking about all kind of the stuff, and Jessica said, "Nah, I was in near, not so far away from Project Montague." I was like, "What?" And then she said, "I visited Robert the Doll." I was like, "Oh my God, no, I hate mannequins and dolls. No, I hate mannequins and dolls."
Oh, you visited that doll?
Jessica said that she was.
I visited it, and my flight home was a disaster. Like the plane had us sitting on the plane.
Because you was challenging your fate, huh?
And then a couple of years later, we were driving down to Key West, and all of a sudden I could see him in my third eye, and he turned his head, and I said, "We're in trouble." He's waiting for us.
Jessica,
so you meet him once.
Don't allow this, Jessica. Hey, cursed objects are cursed objects. Don't try to challenge them.
I wasn't challenging him. I just, they talk to me anyhow, Peter. It's not my fault.
I know. I'm just.
They look for who has the right telephone. You know what I mean?
And Jessica, nah. I know what you are trying to say, but I'm just saying it's piece of crap.
Yep.
Who got the right type of right side of it? I understand what you are trying to say.
Yeah, yeah. You have to have a similar frequency communication.
Frequency, how we can call it? Frequency range,
Like,
if we want to call
yeah,
it
like
that way.
radio. Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, it's good and bad. It can be both. Well, like in Tom's situation, right? So, you know, on and on and on, you know, and so it's like it's like you can't hang up. You can't. Can you hang up that phone? Sometimes you can't.
Yeah,
So-
and that's just, by the way, that's a big trouble. You are in big trouble at that time.
Does it say anything about what happened in high school? Was that the other Tom Fisher?
Yeah, you actually, and this is crazy, you volunteered the whole scientific program. And you said, at least what you said, okay, that you never was interested into being scientist and on and on. I'm just saying what you said, okay? Because it is just here and there and there and here, all kind of the scientific files, you know.
I've always been interested in sci-fi, but
No, not sci-fi. I'm talking about science, not sci-fi, okay? It's different.
Well, I've always had difficulty with math.
Okay. Hey, look. If you say I've got difficulty in math, look, Einstein fell through one grade in the high school, you know, math and physics, and one of the greatest physician of the world, you know. So it's kind of hard to determine, you know, what is to have and what is not to have problems with math or another scientific fields and on and on. I'm just saying, you know.
Okay. So Einstein was held back a grade, is that correct?
Yeah, because he got complete another way how he comprehend things, and this way was absolutely different than the way let's say common science they accepted. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Okay. I was hoping to break into the secret space program and learn about gravity drives and learn how they work and learn about free energy and how that works. I get the impression that Tesla coils might be important. Wanted to learn about how crystal drives work because I hear that they're the best of the best and they can be used to go anywhere in the universe instantly. And I've heard that extraterrestrials won't give a ship that has crystal drive if the person doesn't understand how crystal drive works.
Oh, yeah.
So that goes along with science.
What type of science was the other, his other side? What kind of science? Physics. Yeah. Does he work with a team?
Yeah.
Tom also brought up the Pleiadians, that he believed he lived with the in the Pleiades. Was he involved in that war that between the 12D and the
but all for good side, if we wanna call it that way, good side.
You saying that he was with 15D? Is he part of 15D?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Isn't it good?
Tell me more about 15D.
Yeah,
Please.
because it's actually good. Believe me, it is good. It is goddamn good.
They didn't want to fight the 12D. The 12D were very
Mean and doing crap. Yeah.
And they're not very nice to humans.
Not very nice. They are very bad to us. You need to say it as it is. Do you know what I mean?
So that's why I thought that religious group was being guided by the
Kind
12D.
of looks like you are right. Kind of looks like that.
Maybe they orchestrated this conflict between him and himself from the other reality.
Actually, it makes sense.
That's why it happened right around that time.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're very, very antagonistic.
You nailed it. Oh my God.
Does the record say anything else, Peter?
Actually, we are having this here. Do you remember to being on Mars, actually?
No, I don't.
In both bases, Area 58 and 81? No? No?
I've never heard of Area 58 or 81.
Do you want to describe it for him?
Yeah, it looks like octagonal shape stuff. Oh, everything is octagonal. And the thing is, it is research mission. Scientific research mission, if we will be able, we as a humans, if we will be able to survive on Mars, I mean surface of Mars, or not.
What race am I on
Is
Mars?
that 58? Is that 58?
No, both of them, like that.
Okay, sorry.
Am I human over there?
Yeah, human.
Is this in a different timeline?
Yeah. From third timeline, actually, and this is kind of getting wild because you are another type of scientist, and it is in benevolent, so let's say good timeline, if you know what I mean.
Is he there? Anthony Zender mentioned that area, and you said he was around Kanye West there. Is same thing?
No, you are not. You are not. You are just doing your stuff. Scientific things. You know what I mean.
Okay.
This is crazy.
So
is it normal for someone who's like a 12D or 13D to come back to this density, or 15?
Actually the thing here is that you cannot go. It is written here. Either we will stay here, or our planet will be destroyed. What the heck? What does it mean? Jessica, what does it mean?
What the 15D say? Did they get trapped?
15D said, and it is like this. What is that? What is that? Either we will stay here, or our planet will be destroyed. What the heck is that? This is crazy.
Are they being threatened by the 12D?
Kinda looks like that. It will make sense.
The 12D
it is making sense, yeah.
I could see. So they trapped that's why we're interacting with people from 15D.
Now it makes sense. Now it makes sense. Yeah. Now it makes sense.
So so you must feel trapped a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah. Because they're supposed to be able to flow in and out, be here and then leave and come
Definitely
back.
like nothing. Exactly as you said, they should be like not a big deal for them. Aye.
So they must have taken over the 15D location or something. I don't know how they're able to do all this 12D. They're nasty.
They are vicious. They are nasty, creepy, crap weirdos. And I will not watch my language. And I mean, call it as you like. I'm just saying that they are weirdos. I don't care if you like it or not. They are weirdos. Hostile, vicious weirdos.
Yeah, they are. They're. I mean, and they're the ones that are MyLabbing people, sexually violating them.
Definitely yes. Definitely yes.
Have I been MyLabbed?
Yeah, you was MyLabbed multiple times by Monarch. Do you remember being on the trip chair?
I don't remember any of that.
In the first place, okay? I'm getting to it the vice versa. Do you know what is trip chair? In the first place.
I've heard of the trip chair. I've heard that people can use it to download abilities like a foreign language or things like that.
Yeah, that's true. That's actually true. Yeah, that's true. I'm just thinking.
Have I been mind fractured?
Not mind fractured. Mind wiped. It's a difference. Big difference.
Makes you forget everything. You understand that?
Not mind wiped completely. Certain parts of the memories. What is actually even worse, because it will create the one big mess.
Okay.
And I'm saying one big mess. Believe me, very big mess.
So this trip chair, was it underneath the area between the United States and Canada?
Exactly. Yeah. Oh my God. You nailed it. Yeah, that's true.
What else Monarch using him for that he doesn't remember?
I don't want to say using. I will rather say misusing for getting knowledge, wisdom, and knowledge about triangulate people. Oh my God. Triangulate people without the chips. It is crazy. So you was pretty much in the project. They started to triangulate people via their EEG activity. I mean, brainwaves activities, because they are something like our fingerprints, you know.
Okay.
Each person has each unique activity, brain activity. Let's call it sign of it.
Okay.
Oh my God, this is absolutely crazy. This is crazy.
So was he sending like all sorts of information about other people?
Yeah, no, not you as you. I am saying that the thing is, you helped them to invent this technology. It's different.
In this timeline?
Yeah, kind of looks like that.
So I've been working as a scientist in Monarch in this timeline, is that correct?
Give me a second. Not you as you. You was misused by them because they said that it should improve people's damaged brains. Okay, that was what was originally this technology designed for. Okay, you cannot get it like this, like that. No, it's not just that easy. And then, of course, some sort of very quotes in quotes good people, quotes in quotes, misused it. You know. I'm just saying.
Okay.
This is crazy.
Wow. That we're finding a lot of this type of thing where people are being used in places that they don't want to be connected to.
And give me a second, actually not misused, because look, if someone will say this and that, you know, I will do the same stuff. And I mean, I mean it for real. I will do the same stuff. Because once I will not know certain stuff, I will do it, if you know what I mean.
Is he also operating as a spy? I mean,
yeah, in company.
Which
is he
company?
working?
Sorry, Jessica, you wanna ask something, or you, Thomas? Who the heck knows?
Asked if he was working for Kruger.
Yeah.
Working as a spy for Kruger?
I don't know, to be honest with you. Sorry, go ahead. If you was working for Kruger, that's true. But working for a company, if you know what I'm trying to say, which kind of company?
Which kind of company? You mean the
Alphabet?
Alphabet?
Alphabet company, yeah, my bad. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Alphabet.
Wow, you're a busy guy.
Timeline?
I'm actually surprised that you are surprised. Because
oh yes, I'm surprised.
No, I'm saying the things how they are, you know? It is crazy.
That's from all the wiping now. So and then I think then they put in some other memories that never happened. Right.
Do you know what actually it is making sense? Yeah.
So the military wiping seems to do that, like maybe a mission that they don't get the right story about it or something, or
right story. I love this term, right story about it. Yeah. Sorry, I shouldn't laugh, but
yeah, they send us all in the wrong directions,
Yeah.
Makes sense though. I could see, I mean, tactically it makes a lot of sense.
What sort of missions have I been on for this Alphabet agency?
How many missions?
Oh, what sort of? Like what are the missions that he's done?
Oh, how many missions? Actually, 60 missions, and even during Cold War. Most of them during Cold War. 50.
50 or 60?
50 during Cold War, and 10 after Cold War. No, my
did
bad.
that,
15 after Cold War. 15 after Cold War. So 65 in total. Yeah.
how was I in the, oh, was that in the 80s?
No. You cannot correlate the time because it is making crap. Time is making crap, if you know what I'm trying to say. Because of the whole situation is just making problems, if you know what I mean.
The Cold War is like in the 60s.
Yeah, from late 50s, early 60s till pretty much the end of the Cold War, and after the Cold War, through the early 90s, pretty much, and you stopped in 2020, before COVID hit the fan, you know, if we wanna call it that way.
So how was I alive in the 50s and 60s?
No, once again, because they can do it.
Did someone
Give me a second.
time travel me?
AKA the monarch, they can manipulate time and the space and everything. It is relative. They can do whatever they want.
Did they send me through a portal to the 50s?
Yeah, they can do it. It's not a big deal.
So I've been through a portal before.
Many times. You've got many times through the portal and on and on. I'm just saying how it is.
What about for Kruger? How many missions has he done, or are you not supposed to talk about it?
Yes, we can, 80, but all the missions are still sealed, if we want to call it that way. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
I'm not following exactly.
Sorry, what?
He doesn't understand. So what you mean? So the missions that are sealed are the ones that you're not allowed to talk about, and he can't.
Yeah, missions are sealed. We cannot talk about that.
But some of them you can.
No, 80 missions, and they are completely sealed.
80 missions.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Sounds like I've been really busy and I have no idea about any of this.
Any dreams or anything? Sometimes people have these like crazy dreams and like, oh, it's just a dream, forget it. You know?
Not really. I mean, I mentioned that I wanted to go on missions earlier.
What?
To different timelines.
Is he successful with some of the intel coming from Monarch?
Yes, but once again, way too highly valuable info, so we cannot talk about it.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure what that means. Does that mean that it could have a deleterious effect on the world? If
I will tell you something, okay? This is a mission. It was a mission, and it's still a mission, ongoing mission, and missions should not be jeopardized. Do we want to jeopardize the mission? Definitely not.
Okay.
Because people could get hurt, even that are the operatives.
I will tell you, I don't want to be mean, okay? I just want to tell that this is some sort of, many of those records are either military connected or related or some sort of soft disclosure stuff, okay? And the situation is, I don't quite understand why people are not 100% familiar with at least basic military terminology once they want to read us the records. Because I am always talking people, please get to military vocabulary. It is free. Don't need to pay anything. Just go to the Google, use the Google, and get military terminology. It is some slang, you know, something like that. And I don't know, bird is not a bird, it's helicopter, for example.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just saying, or if you want, if you are talking about caliber, it's small boy gun, big boy gun. It's like handgun, or I don't know, light or heavy machine gun. Or if you are talking about caliber, it is mic. What means millimeters, for example. You know, I mean, so many people. I don't want to say they don't respect that, but we are wasting time with explaining something what those people, I don't want to say should know, because it is not their duty. But I'm just saying, you know, that I'm just saying, you know, because many people are like, what do you mean by missions jeopardize and on and on? You know what I mean? And
Okay.
for example, it is widely commonly used term for people getting insane or being insane during Cold War, especially Vietnam War. Not getting insane or something like that. Maybe slang-ish, getting nuts. But being mentally dismantled. What so many people say that this term even doesn't make a term, if you know what I mean. But those were common terms, terminology, you know.
Sort of like shell-shocked.
You know, yeah. You get it. You get it. Yeah, you get it. Yeah.
Or PTSD.
No. They, hey, look, they don't want to call it PTSD because all the people know what is PTSD, okay? Pretty much. All the people out there. And at that time, it was, let's say, highly controversial to say actual diagnosis, to call it by name by psychiatrics. And rather than that, they were covered. I'm saying as this, or as it was, okay? And they call it mentally dismantled. Don't ask me why. I'm just saying how it was, okay?
Okay.
But you nailed it. You nailed it. Hey, no, stop. You nailed it. PTSD
Okay.
stuff. You are right. But don't ask me. I will tell you something. It is something similar. If someone, I mean, the people, common people, heard or they are hearing term World War. Oh my God, we've got 2 world wars, and the second was even worse than first. And in order to prevent people being triggered just like that or getting in panic, rather than call it the name, as Jessica is saying, like using, I don't want to say bad term, but term as it is, as it was. Jessica is calling the names rather than call it as it is, or as it should be. So World War III or Third World War. In military, we are using term total war. Okay?
Okay.
So if I will say total war, it means World War III.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so that probably includes psychological warfare and putting poisons in the foods and
No,
like
yeah. Because technically, Third World War cannot or shouldn't necessarily be actually or mean a battle, being soldiers on the battlefields and drones and jet fighters flying all over the place, you know, and tanks and I don't know what, or another armed vehicles. It can be hybrid war, as I don't want to mention the country It is leading hybrid war, or another country is leading another type of war, what is through hacking through internet. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So now forget about Second World War. It was, let's say, raw war. Do you know what I mean? Because there were actually no technologies, only two. Okay. Printing media, what was kind of complicated because lack of paper, lack of everything, how you can make newspapers every single day, or once per week, once per month. So mainly they were relying on at that time on the radio broadcasting. Now we've got tons of stuff. And just by the way, this is another aspect of you, so including you as you right now. Fourth aspect of you are a doctor who you are teaching students in a university about self-sufficient lifestyle.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I'm not kidding you.
What reality is that? Is that like?
Have you ever heard about he's, I think he's economician or something like that. Jared Diamond. He's Jewish, and this is a great book, very good book to think about. Sustainability or self-sustainability, something like that. Level of sustainable development, I don't know the correct name of the book. And you was always referring in your lectures, you was always referring to this book. And just by the way, everyone who is wasting resources, any sort of resources, food, or using too much electricity, water, and on and on and on, I will just punch with this book to his or her head. Do you know what you are doing? You crap. And no, this is your homework. I will lock those people in one room. And you need to you can go out only after you will read this. I will do it because otherwise we will kill our planet. I don't know. I don't care what people will say. We are killing our planet.
Mm-hmm.
If you like it, Jessica, or not, we are killing our planet.
No, I agree with you, but nobody ever stopped corporations from dumping, toxic chemicals and dumping oil in the oceans and destroying and radioactive activity coming off of, some of these places and thrown into the ocean. So yeah, I agree. It's happening.
I'm a professor in some
Jessica,
reality.
This is important. I 100% agree with you. There is no doubt about it, what you said about corporations. But there is one thing. How many people, if we are talking a percentage amount, okay, are properly, and this is important, properly recycling the waste? There are certain, cans. This is can for this. This is can for, I don't know, for paper, for the metals, for, I don't know, like what is it, bio, and on and on and on. For glass. How many people are doing it?
I don't know how many neighborhoods, but every neighborhood that I've lived in has recycling. I recycle all the time. What happens at the recycling plant, I have no idea.
And okay, now it makes sense. I understand.
Yeah. So we should answer the question about what was it? What are you doing?
Was I a professor? Am I a professor?
Yeah. And in that timeline, you was, and you was very like always talking about, hey guys, young guys, this is how it is, and if we will not let us free from the slavery of having, aka having, like, you know, all the goods and on, it will kill us. So
What
I
is
am
that
not wasting.
timeline
Give
like?
me a second. I am not wasting our time here for talking. We talking about all on and in, you know, like many stuff. I am talking about stuff what is very closely and deeply connected with you, but in another timeline.
Okay. Do I have any femto or implants in me?
Right now, it is actually weird, but give me a second. No, not because you have femtides. Femtides are pretty much even worse than as some sort of implants, because once implants can be removed, yes, some of them not, because they are very risky. It is goddamn risky to do it with highly let's say high risk of collateral damage. But these here, if you have femtides, it is in your blood cells, it is in your tissues, I mean muscles, skin, you know, even in bones, you know. This is bad, and I mean really bad. Aye. It's
What do
not
they
okay.
do?
Sorry, what?
What do these do?
They are creating, I don't want to say implants, but certain parts of the body. They can, my bad, they are creating certain intelligent AI driven parts. They are implanting themselves into wrists, ankles, and brain. Both wrists, both ankles, and 4 implants in brain. Actually, if we are talking about it.
Trying to turn me into a cyborg?
No, it is just for monitoring you.
I heard the word biohacking. Is that what they're trying to do? Like monarch?
Pretty much. Yeah.
Well, because of maybe the other lives that he had as a scientist.
Yeah. This is the reason. This is the reason why they are so interested about you, and why you are on T.I.R.A.P, aka Targeted Individuals Research Advanced Program. Just by the way.
Okay. Have presidents spoken into my ear before?
Sorry, what?
Have presidents of the United States spoken into my ear before?
I don't know. Maybe yes, but it doesn't look like that.
Have people on Twitter sent me subliminal messages?
Give me a second. Actually, it doesn't looks like that. It is like that. Yeah. Oh my.
Yeah, I mean, you're not the only one I've talked to that have had that. It's almost like you say, the double meaning. They'll put something out there, but there's certain element of the population that'll pick it up. And I don't think you're the only one that's getting.
Definitely not.
It's almost like people that are maybe hooked in through these, like with the technology, that they're able to kind of persuade or manipulate in some way, and when they don't need you, they keep you docile and maybe depressed or whatever.
No, depressed. Yeah, you look like like some sort of inactive and on and on. Yeah, you are right. Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
This is crazy. Still though, absolutely crazy. So, what do we have here actually?
How are you doing? How do you feel about this information? I mean, is it upsetting, or
I'm just concerned if you don't like it.
I find it interesting. I think later I can try to work on trying to connect with this Tom Fisher from another timeline and try to calm things down. I'm not sure what to do about Monarch and Rider. Maybe I could do meditation. Somehow try to calm that down too. So it's interesting.
just as long as you're okay? Like, some people get really, really upset.
I'm
So-
okay.
This is the problem. I was like, oh my god, because some people can get very mean, and I mean like very mean.
Okay.
But,
Well,
or
like
not
I
mean,
said,
but like upset,
been-
depressed. Yeah.
I've been interested in sci-fi since I was a small child. So I'm used to seeing these stories about just kind of fantastical things. I'm used to that. And I guess I felt like I've been sort of a pro in a way. And I thought that I had done things on other worlds, but it sounds like I've been doing things here, going through portals. I thought I had done things on other worlds, like I said. But I'm okay with it, yes.
Okay. I'm seeing a dog, Peter. Is there a dog around him? I just saw a dog. I can't tell. Mid-size. I don't know if it's mid-size, but it's definitely not. It's not a pug. I'll say that.
Oh my god! Another crazy joke about pugs. Oh my goodness! Why?
So he has a dog, because I just saw a dog. I don't know if it was related to him, but I'm assuming.
Yeah. Yeah, you are right. George is name of the dog.
George.
Belgian Malinois. Are you familiar with dog races or not?
Oh, somewhat, yes.
You know how Belgian Malinois looks like?
I'm having difficulty remembering. I
Very easy. German. I'm pretty sure that you can imagine German Shepherd, and let's say German Shepherd.
I'll show it.
Okay, but being smaller and more athletic.
Okay.
And just by the way, some sort of smarter, definitely smarter than German Shepherd, at least for me, from my point of view.
Police dogs, right? They have like police. Like
yes,
them.
they are very smart. They are very smart.
I have an uncle named George.
Oh my. Maybe it is not a coincidence. Who the heck knows?
I don't know. I'm not really in contact with him.
Uh-huh. Okay.
They're beautiful dogs.
They are.
Yeah.
They are. but train demanding. I'm not saying demanding, but they need to get regular exercise in the first place, and in the second place, how can I say it?
You need to
mental
run.
stimulation, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. You can't just put them in like a doghouse. You need to be interacting with them, but they're very devoted and amazing the things that they can do. That's why the police like. Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know.
Definitely yes.
This is on a slightly different topic. One time over HARP, it sounded like they were asking me if I was willing to meet Enki. So I was wondering if there's anything about that.
Like the ancient Sumerian Enki?
And they were asking me if I was willing to meet Grace, and I said yes.
Oh my God, Grace.
Definitely. You mean like Zetas?
Oh my.
Paul Grace.
I was thinking short Grace.
Yeah, they're kind of mischief makers. So what do you think about his question about Enki? I mean, you've said that they're not around anymore, Peter. Do you think that there is someone posing as Enki? Because a lot of people are into this.
It can be like that. Yeah. It can.
Yeah.
I don't want to say it is like that, but it can be the case, if we want to call it that way.
I could see the Zetas posing as the Anunnaki. I could definitely see them doing that.
Hey, look, Jessica, Anunnakis doesn't exist for many years. I'm talking 6 million of years. In the first place, in the second place, many of people, if they are talking about Anunnakis, no, they are talking about bad guys, aka Nephilims. And if you want, you want to meet quote unquote because you definitely don't want meet Nephilims or Zetas, the same stuff. Different race, same story. They are vicious, mean, and very bad ET groups. Race, not groups. My bad.
What did they say that to you? Did you want to meet Grace and did you want to meet Enki around the same time?
Because it will actually make sense. It actually will make sense. Just by the way.
Yeah, those little bastards.
No, hey, stop. Jessica, you nailed it. If someone is like that, you nailed it. We shouldn't be, as you said, we need to be politically correct. You know what? No, we doesn't need to be politically correct at all the time. Nah, forget about it. Forget about it.
They're very, very tricky, very sly, very seductive. And you don't even see it coming until afterwards. Then you say that, that was really negative. What happened? Because you're thinking you're going to have this.
You nail exactly. You get it.
Very alluring.
Absolutely.
You're like, oh yeah, I'd like to see that, and or they're going to show me something, or hi, and like waving or whatever. But boy, did they have. It's like the bite afterwards,
Exactly, you got it.
So there's a man who's been targeting me. Should I try to do some sort of meditation about him?
Who is he?
His name is Kevin.
Is he like through social media or something, or?
He's a leader in a church, and he's married to a woman named Lila.
Yeah.
It seems like here in this timeline, he's been the main person behind all of this.
So Kevin Spacey, maybe.
It
I know.
kind of looks like that. It kind of looks like that.
So it's Monarch, the guy that's over, one of the guys that's over Monarch. His name is Kevin.
Definitely,
So,
yes.
are they using this person because he has the same name? I know this. I knew this person.
Kind of looks like that.
Yeah, they'd like to use the same name, but also they're probably handling you since you have all the data and the information, and you're you were kind of part of their program, so they handle you to keep you where they want you while they're doing the work that they're doing.
I've heard some people who were super soldiers, they go from job to job and their controllers won't allow them to really develop a life.
Yes. Yeah, they create like obstacles, or they get fired and no one explains why, or their car breaks down. They have all these different problems just getting to work. You know, there's all different scenarios. When they don't want you to do something, they make it very difficult.
And they can do it. Hell yeah, they can.
So if you have questions, now's the time to ask.
Yeah.
Is there any proof that celebrities have targeted me directly through Twitter? I'm not talking about a large group of people. I mean just
yeah, yeah. It is via T.I.R.A.P, as I said.
Even Monarch too, if they're a Monarch asset, which I believe a lot of celebrities are, maybe if not
Definitely yes, no doubt about it, no questions asked.
The 12D Pleiadians and Monarch, they're very much into the entertainment and fame, and having driving what's popular and all that kind of stuff. So yes, through indirectly from Monarch, they can do that.
Yeah,
so
you are
should
right.
I avoid having direct contact with Monarch and Kruger?
Kruger, no. Kruger are good guys. Monarch are bad guys, and I mean very bad guys. I'm not kidding you.
Oh, Kruger are good guys?
Definitely, yeah.
Would it be possible for me to meet some of them?
You're talking to Peter. Peter works with Gabriel Kruger.
I am working directly with him. Yep.
Everyone talks about Kruger and how they're an expert and they know everything. Peter's the only one that works directly with Gabriel Kruger.
Would it be possible for me to see his facility?
No facility, no. They've got tons of facilities, like a huge network of facilities. It's kind of hard to get the one specific one,
Could I visit one of their deep underground military bases?
That's a matter of question. I need to ask about it.
Okay, I'm very interested in doing that.
Their facilities are in the other reality too, like above ground, more as a corporation.
Oh yeah, that's true.
It could be that you're already interacting with them over there.
I like to do it as me and have my memories. And so, yes, like I said, I'm very interested in visiting deep underground military bases controlled by Kruger. And I'd like to do it as soon as possible.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Yeah, that's up to Peter and Gabriel Kruger.
Yeah.
So how many missions did I go on with Kruger again?
As I said, 18 total, but all of them are sealed.
But you said 18 or 80, Peter?
80. But all of them are sealed, aka like we cannot talk about them yet.
And as I recall, I went on 65 missions with
no 80 in total. 80 in total for company. 80 in total for company.
CIA.
60 for Alphabet company, my bad. 60 in during Cold War era, and 15 for pretty much what it was 30 years, yeah, after Cold War era. Yeah.
So is there any way for me to visit the Council 5 or?
Give me a second. It doesn't work like that. Friend of mine, it doesn't work like that. You believe it is like I will do this, I want to do that. No, definitely not. Even for me, if I want to meet someone or doing something, and with all the respect to you, I've got higher clearance, security clearance, and on and on. I'm working for organization for my whole life. It is not just like that. It is not if you want. The thing is, you can go into deep meditation, okay? And then you will please them to get for a visit, to apply for a visit. And maybe then they try to consider if you will be able to fit into their way of the system. Okay. How they works. If it is possible for you from this timeline, for this point of view, to get into the whole way how they are working, and on and on and on. I'm just saying how it is. Okay.
But you need to before you go any further, just keep in mind that some of this stuff is very hard to deal with, and so that's why if you have your memories, you might think twice about asking for some of these things. You know?
No. Actually, that's true. That's very true.
Right? Because sometimes Peter wants, that he wanted to do missions, but it's been brutal, Peter. Like, you get hurt. There's a lot of problems. Same with me when I did that mission going out to Slovakia. We had so many problems, and I was sick, and I ended up in the hospital and all this other stuff. So, just think about what you're asking for, or try to understand it more through meditation. Maybe you'll get a glimpse into some of the stuff that you've already been through, and then you'll see why you're in the situation that you're at right now, as opposed to, maybe you needed or requested a break. That's another part of it.
No, that's 100% true. Yeah.
So why again is this Tom Fisher targeting me? Is he doing it just to be malicious? Is he doing it for tips?
You get it.
But he's also working for the regime, so maybe he.
But for bad regime, we need to make it clear, to clarify it for bad regime.
So Peter, before I just had this thought: is it possible that he came through the bleed through and he's up in Alaska right now, messing around with CERN, targeting him so that he can replace him?
Because he wants to replace him. He wants to replace him very bad.
So that might be why you're drawn to go to Alaska. Maybe he wanted to have an encounter with you, or.
And please don't do crap. You cannot meet yourself in physics via meditation. It's completely different story. You can do whatever you want. But don't meet yourself, another aspect of yourself in a real human body. Otherwise, it will kill you, or you will get stuck in a certain time and space loop. Don't do crap. Man,
maybe he might be trying
to. He wants to replace me.
Well, because he wants to be able to exist in this reality. So there can only be one of you. I've seen it.
Give me a second. They will. They want to replace you as a good one with him as a bad one. That's the problem. It is not that kind of complicated. Or is it? I don't know. Maybe I don't understand.
I've seen that before.
Does he come from a German timeline?
Yeah.
Is it? But from bad German timeline. This is it what I'm trying.
Why don't they just abduct me and put him?
No, because they love, quotes in quotes, love to torture people. They are enjoying it.
He's going like this. Come up to Alaska. I'll show you something nice. And he's going like this. You know what I mean?
No. It is literally like that. It is like, nah, I'm tempting you. Go here. I will tell you something, okay? I will tell it, okay? Maybe for you, it doesn't make sense. Like, why in the world someone will torture me, just abduct me and do crap to me, and I will die? I will tell you something. Does it make sense for us, normal people, that pedophiles are pedophiles? No, I'm asking you normally. No, it doesn't make any sense. But for them, it makes sense to molest its children. For them, aka bad Nazi timeline, very crazy bad Nazi timeline, they love to torture normal people. Don't ask me why. We are normal. We are sane. We are not insane. We will not torture people. They love it. They enjoy it.
It's not just to torture him, but maybe they're trying to slowly take over this timeline by replacing.
It kind of looks like that. This is about what I was. This is the thing. What I was about to say.
Yeah. So you're just kind of a necessary thing that needs to be removed in order for him to assert himself. And he can probably have the ability to, if he's this advanced, have the ability to look just like you. You know.
Yeah, that's it.
Are there any clones of me?
In their reality, as multiple.
In this reality?
In this reality, it doesn't look like that.
I was interested in Mount Hayes because I think I saw one of your shows, and I think you mentioned that there were some friendly ETs under there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, I know why you said it. It sounded, like it was something you were interested in. They know how to figure out what you would be interested in, but also strategically, Alaska is a location where they have that whole HARP array.
Not CERN, HARP, yeah.
The HARP array, yeah.
Yeah, you are right.
Besides meditation, is there anything else I can do to get them to stop talking into my ear and monitoring my thoughts all the time?
Meditation, and you need to face him, aka confront him.
Okay.
Because he believes right now, look, like it or not, he's a predator. And you are now, I need to be very open with you. Now you are just either playing hide and seek, and he knows it is only a matter of time when you either will give up or he will find you. And pretty much he's predator and you, despite you are not. But from this kind of, let's say, quotes in quotes, being strictly talking about it as model of nature. He's predator and you are prey. Don't act as a prey, okay?
Okay.
I don't want to say you are predator, but if you will face him, aka confront him. No. It will be stupidest mistake in the world. Biggest mistake in the world to do it physically. If you will face him, aka confront him in astral, he will not expect it. You will stop to behave as a prey. Do you want to be prey for the rest of your life?
I do not want to be prey. I do not consent.
Ben, you are right. You should stop. You should stop to act like a prey. Hey, you are beamy like a second or third or who the heck knows aspect of me. And I don't consent you to do this kind of crap to me. And if you believe that I consent and I allow to do this, I will say, get off of my life. And you need to use rough words, literally, because they are mean. They are mean. They are mean. They are vicious, and they are predators. I don't want to say you need to be like extremely rough on that, but you need to show them that you are not afraid of them, okay? Otherwise, it will eat you even more and drag down even more, even deep to the, I don't know how to say it, to the swamp, if you want to call it that way.
Yeah, breaking them down psychologically.
Do you want to go even deeper? Definitely not. So this is my best advice, how to let's say solve the situation.
So the best way to deal with Nazis, Peter, you're saying, is you have to prove that you're the alpha.
Do you know what? Let's call it that way. Or at least not that you, or at least not if prove that you are alpha, to challenge him, because he will not, let's say,
expect
those people, they are like, what the heck, this little bastard just there, and that will be it. Because once again, you will only just be and behave like a prey. Nah, you will not end up well. And it is not matter if, the question if, but and how, but when it will be about to happen. I'm just saying.
Is it possible that cosmic law is making it difficult for him to just take me out immediately?
I will tell you something, okay? Forget about delusions. Forget about cosmic laws.
Okay.
We believed in ACIO for cosmic laws, and nothing like that exists. Okay. Otherwise, there will be no wars on our Earth, Mother Earth, and on and on. Forget about cosmic laws.
Okay.
I'm open with you, okay? I'm just saying the things how they are. I will be so happy if I will make all this stuff up. Nope. I'm just saying. So, from my point of view, this is it for today. What do you think, Jessica?
Yeah, and if you would like to, and thanks for being patient with all the different mix-ups that we had. And I'm glad, I think this was hopefully very helpful to you. It was, we want to help you.
You have been watching Disclosures. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Visit www.acio-official.org and www.readingsbyarael.com to book a private session with Jessica. Feel free to support our work. All links can be found in the description. Thank you, and until next time.